Hi everyone, my name is Giselle. I'm 16. My sister Dawn is 3 years older than me. We used to get along really well. Now we don't speak to each other unless we have to. Let me tell you what happened. My dad made a lot of money in the stock market when he was young. Both my sister and I were born and raised in a mansion. Our favorite game was hide and seek because there were so many rooms in our house where we could hide. We had 4 nannies from 4 different countries so that we could learn different languages. Sometimes when we woke up, my mom would say, "Girls, let's go shopping." We would jump on a plane to New York City and shop till we dropped. You see, we had a fairy tale life. Last year, unfortunately, it all came to an end. My dad used to own a big company that developed shopping malls. When a crisis hit the property market, he couldn't pay back the loans he took out from the banks. The banks confiscated not only the company's property, but also my dad's personal assets. They came to our house and took away all the furniture, my mom's jewelry, the paintings on the walls, and the luxury cars in the garage. After a while, they kicked us out of the house, too. That's how our fairy tale ended. We moved into a small apartment. My dad wanted to talk to us that first night. We've lost everything we had. We're going to have to build a new life from scratch, but don't worry, I've done it once before. And I was alone then. This time we'll do it together, he said. My mom and I were really moved. We hugged my dad with tears in our eyes, but my sister didn't join us. She told Dad, "I can't live like a poor person. You're the reason why we're in this mess. And that's why I hate you." My dad was really shocked. At first, he didn't know what to say. Then, looking really sad, he told her, "You're right. It's all my fault. But give me some time. I'll fix everything." Dad had a little bit of money left. He wanted to use it to start a new business. He did some research. Finally, he decided to open a car wash. My mom and I wanted to make some money to help out too. She started giving piano lessons. I was doing translation work through freelance websites. I wish Dawn would have joined us. It was the time for our family to work together, but she wasn't able to accept the fact that the good old days were over. She had just started college. She was taking a bus that brought her from our house straight to school, but she complained all the time. One night she said, "Dad, I can't take it anymore. I really need a car." A homeless guy sat next to me on the bus this morning. I had to get off and walk because I couldn't take the smell. My dad gently said, "You can take my car if you like. I'll take the bus. We can't afford a new car right now." To this, Dawn said, "Dad, are you calling that thing you drive around a car? Even the homeless guy wouldn't take that piece of garbage if you offered it to him," and laughed at him. Dad couldn't get mad at my sister because he felt guilty. "Okay, you're right. In that case, your birthday present this year will be a car," he said. Dawn was so happy she hugged him saying, "Oh, Daddy, you rock!" Dad had just opened the car wash. We knew that he had invested every single penny he had into that business. How was he going to buy this car for Dawn? I couldn't understand how my sister could be so inconsiderate. Her birthday is April 16th. As the date approached, she was asking my dad what kind of car he was getting for her. He tried dodging the question, saying, "I want to surprise you." Finally, her birthday arrived. My mom woke up really early to prepare a beautiful breakfast. All around the house, she put little cards that said happy birthday. But Dawn didn't care about any of that. After getting up, the first thing she asked Mom was, "What kind of car did Dad get me?" I thought Dad had gone to work, but it turned out he had gone out to bring the car he got for Dawn. He came in as we were having breakfast. Dawn jumped up saying, "Dad, where's my car?" Dad gave her a little box with a smile on his face. She knew the keys were inside. She wanted to see the make of the car as soon as possible. She tore open the wrapping paper. She was happy when she saw the Kia logo on the key. "Did you get me an SUV? Not the brand I was dreaming of, but thanks anyway," she said. Then she hurried outside. And we went after her. Dawn started bawling as soon as she saw the car, because my dad didn't get her an SUV, but the smallest model Kia had. I thought it was a really cute car, but my sister did not think so. She turned to my dad. "So this is what you think I deserve? What is this, a toy car?" she asked. My dad was really upset. "This was what I could afford. Drive this for now. We'll get you the car you want when we start doing better." But Dawn wasn't listening to him. Burning with rage, she started screaming at him. "Dad, today is my birthday. Do you understand? My birthday. I wanted to be happy for just one day a year, but you couldn't even make that happen. How can you call yourself a father? I don't think you deserve to be called one. After she was finished, she threw the key at my dad and ran home. I'd never seen my dad so upset. He fell down to his knees. He held his head. My mom went to him. She held him. They stayed that way for some time. Then suddenly my dad got up. He picked up the car keys from the floor. He got into the car and quickly drove away without saying a word. My sister didn't leave her room until the evening. My mom and I were preparing dinner. Dawn came out with eyes bloodshot from crying. She looked surprised. She said Dad called her to say, "Come outside. I have a big surprise for you." When we came outside, we couldn't believe our eyes. My dad was standing next to a brand new Porsche SUV. Dawn jumped into my dad's arms screaming with happiness. Then she ran to her car and got in. My mom and I were so confused. Yes, this would have been a regular birthday present in the old days, but it was impossible for Dad to be able to afford such an expensive SUV in our current situation. It wasn't until a few weeks later that we found out what had happened. My sister adored her new car. She started chauffeuring us around just to have an excuse to drive it. She was driving me to school and my mom to the homes of her students. One day, she came to pick me up after school. When I got in the car, she said, "Shall we stop by Dad's work? We can get my car washed too. It hasn't been washed since I got it." I was still not talking to her because I was so mad. I just nodded. When we arrived at Dad's car wash, the man in the front took the car and drove it inside for the wash. Dawn said, "Let's get cupcakes. Dad loves them." There was a bakery right across the street. We went and got them. Then we returned to the car wash. We looked into Dad's office, but he wasn't there. We knew the guy at the register. "Hey, Fred, where's Dad?" we asked. He pointed outside. We couldn't believe our eyes when we saw what he was showing us. My dad was washing Dawn's SUV. The strangest thing was that he was wearing blue overalls and yellow rubber boots. He was dressed like all the other workers. I had to ask Fred, "Why is Dad washing cars?" "So you two don't know?" he said. When we said, "What should we know?" he said, "Your dad sold the car wash a couple of weeks ago. He doesn't own it anymore. Now he works washing the cars." We were all surprised, but he said that he had to sell it right away because he needed the money. It's a shame, really, because the business was doing really well. My dad sold the car wash in order to be able to buy my sister the car she wanted. Otherwise, there was no way he would have been able to afford it. This was really weird, but he was washing the very Porsche he had to sell his business to buy. Both my sister and I were completely shocked. Dawn was very remorseful, but of course she couldn't turn back the clock. That night, she apologized to my dad again and again. My dad said, "I'm responsible for everything we lived through. I shouldn't have put my family in this position. You deserve that SUV." But thankfully, my sister had understood her mistake. "No, Dad, I'm a spoiled brat. I don't deserve anything. I wish I had realized it before. Even if you forgive me, I won't forgive myself for a long time." My sister never touched the SUV again. She got a job washing dishes at a restaurant. She goes there after school and works until late at night. She doesn't earn much, but everything she makes, she brings home without touching a single penny. By the way, my dad refused to sell the SUV no matter how much my mom insisted. We have a brand new Porsche SUV parked outside our apartment. I'm sure my sister feels even worse every time she sees it. Who knows? Maybe that's why my dad keeps it there.